got Myron Raber. Welcome to the big time.
Thank you. I feel honored to be on here.
On the Bullets and Broadheads podcast. This is actually, we're going to mix it up. We've had a lot of deer talk, but it's a little sneak peek. We're going to be talking about a lion hunt.
Yep.
But before we get there, This episode is brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, King's Home Furnishings and Design in Jasper. From appliances and mattresses to custom cabinetry and home upgrades, King's help you make your house feel like a home. Locally owned and backed by a price match guaranteed. Visit King's in Jasper or online at kingsofjasper.com. Give old Matt Stahl a call today and he'll get you set up. Stop scrolling and start driving. Classic Custom Carts is your one-stop shop for everything golf carts. Check out their beautiful new showroom in Washington, Indiana, where you can find a huge selection of new, refurbished, fully customized carts. Big on customization from lifts, wheels, lights, and sound systems. Next-to-level builds that turn heads. Need financing? They've got great options available. Looking for value? Amazing deals happening right now. No matter your budget, there's something for everyone. Get free delivery within 25 miles. Classic Custom Carts. Custom rides, massive selection, unbeatable deals. Get in there today. United Excavating and General Contracting, founded in 2008, offers a wide range of services like soil stabilization, site work, earthwork, and utilities. They handle everything from erosion control and demolition to water sewer system installations. With over 15 years of experience and a dedicated team, they've successfully completed projects for over 100 clients. For more details, you can visit their website or contact them directly. Support local and shop smart at Hillcrest Feed and Supply in Montgomery. From quality livestock feed and pet supplies to farm and outdoor essentials, Hillcrest has what you need. At prices you can trust, stop by today and see why farmers and families across Daviess County rely on Hillcrest Feed and Supply. If you're from or traveling through Montgomery, make sure to stop at Knepp's Amish Country Corner. From fresh baked goods and homemade treats to local meats, cheeses, and everyday essentials, Knepp's has a little bit of everything. And don't miss their weekly lunch specials. Perfect for a quick, delicious stop. That fish and brisket taco will make your belly send you a thank you text. Knepp's Amish Country Corner, worth the stop every time. A little bit where you're from, maybe a little bit what you do. You can shout out what you do for your business there, and how you got started hunting, who got you into it, and go from there.
Okay. So I'm from just local here, Montgomery, Indiana, and I have been hunting since I think like 8 or 9 years old. So I really appreciate. So my dad is paralyzed from waist down, but that was one thing that I always remember him hunting, and so he.
How long has he been paralyzed? Ever since you were born, or did it happen?
Yeah. So he. I guess I can just give a little backstory on that. So in 95, a guy fell asleep and we were in a horse and buggy, and hit us from behind. And I was a year and a half old, and my sister was 6 months old. And so, yeah, he's been, I don't remember him walking or anything, but
I didn't know. I knew he was paralyzed, and he has a gun shop or a hunting store. What's the name of that?
It's Midwest Ammo and Supplies.
That's out here just north of Montgomery.
Yep.
I just put it all together. Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've been there a lot.
Yeah. So anyway, Dad. I grew up going hunting with Dad, and I always hunted deer around here and around in Indiana, and I think it was in 2015 when we first went out to Montana on an elk hunt, and that was kind of the door for me hunting out west.
You got a taste of it.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah. So you did some elk hunts. Any deer or anything else like that?
I've never shot a mule deer. So
you tried though? You've had a tag?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah.
Nope.
I haven't either. He has.
That's dangerous. That's a dangerous road to go down there. It'll get in your blood.
Yeah.
So your dad, you grew up hunting. Obviously, your dad was paralyzed, and so I'm sure there was things you had to work through with that and getting around and that kind of thing. But he got you into it anyhow, and he still does it.
Yep.
With working with what he's got. So
yeah.
We brought you on here to talk about a line. So when was the first time you went out there? Because you've been out there a couple times, right?
Yeah. So a couple years ago, we have some really good friends out in Colorado, and they they don't do it like a certain time of the year or like do it like this. They just randomly will bring in people that are disabled and do some kind of a hunt for them. Cool. And so we've actually known these people for quite a few years. And a couple years ago, he had been trying to get Dad to come out for a couple years already. And so 2 years ago, it finally worked out. We went out, he got a tag, and we were only able to hunt like four days, I think, but we treed one cat, and while we were trying to figure out how we was going to get Dad, because he was like 2 miles off the trail, and so we were trying to figure out how we was going to get Dad up there.
That's what I was going to say. How do you work around him? Is he in a wheelchair or like a souped up type of deal out there? I was curious how that worked.
Yeah, so he has this track chair, and it has like it's like miniature skid steer tracks on the side of it. So that was the plan, was like anything, because he can maneuver around pretty rough terrain with that thing. But this was like 2 mile in, and so my uncle and my cousin hiked in to scope it out. Well, while they were in there, the cat jumped off the backside, and so we weren't able to get on.
That was your first trip out there?
Yeah. We weren't able to get on anything else.
Yeah. So that was back in, when was that?
It would have been in 23.
Okay. So then we want you to come back out, and then that would have been this year, right?
Yeah.
So you went out in plans of you killing something, your dad killing something. What's the backstory with who was supposed to be actually shooting and stuff like that?
Yeah. So the objective is obviously trying to get Dad a cat. So I wasn't sure, because the first time we went, when that cat was in there, and we ended up not being able to get Dad in, no one else had a tag, and so we were like, well, that was kind of a mistake. Somebody else should have had a tag.
Yeah, obviously you're trying to get him one, but you don't want to just ruin it, like a chance at one.
Yeah.
If somebody else could shoot it,
Yeah, so this last time we went out, I was, he got a tag, and I was just going to get a tag in case we had another incident like that, then, right. Or if he got one, and then we still had time to hunt. So, we went out, and
so you're standing by right at home waiting like for them to call and say, hey, we got some fresh snow, because you're hunting with dogs.
Yep.
And when you gotta have snow, it's better to have snow, right? But so the dogs can pick up tracks and that kind of thing. So they called you and said, hey,
get out here.
Time to go.
Yeah. Yep. So
you packed up and headed out. Obviously, you drove out there.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was early January, December, late. I forget. When
it was early December.
Early December. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while. It's just now January. Yeah. So early December, they got some snow and you took off.
Yep. So we got out there, and I think we got out there on like a Monday, and we went out on Monday afternoon, but kind of forget. I think it ended up snowing Monday afternoon, and we weren't able to see anything, or we couldn't pick up a track.
Probably covered up any ones from the snow before that. So you just wait until Tuesday.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we hunted Tuesday. I think Tuesday we actually treed a cat on Tuesday, but we couldn't get him in on it. And so
at this point, is he the only one that has a tag, or you got one yet? Have you bought one yet, I guess?
No, I didn't buy my tag until Wednesday, I think.
Okay. So this unit it's over the counter, but there's a quota, right? For how many you can get.
And Greg, he may know how big it's a massive area that they have that quota in.
Yeah.
Is it what unit number it was?
I don't even know.
It's multiple units.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a cluster of units that has a quota for.
Yeah.
It's a lot of the San Luis Valley. That's a lot of it, I think. But it's a huge area. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I've never done any of the cat stuff, so I don't know as far as quotas, and I don't know any of that.
So that would have been, you said 16 maybe?
Yeah, I think the quota was 16, and then unless there were like 4 females shot, then they would shut it completely down.
Okay.
So
when you're saying you're going out hunting, like looking for tracks and stuff, are y'all like on side-by-sides or just vehicles, snowmobiles? Or,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, like I was thinking about it tonight, because I don't, like when we elk hunt in Montana, like they'll shut these roads down to create sanctuaries for the elk. And like, I appreciate that, but like hunting lions, it wouldn't be possible if you couldn't drive the vehicle up and down those roads. So that makes it very nice.
Especially with your dad. Like you gotta be able to drive somewhere. Yeah. So when you're driving, are you every so often letting the dogs out, or are you literally looking when you're driving?
Yeah, no, we got, I mean, of course I'm driving this time. Guys in the back seat and then in the passenger seat are like, they got the windows down and just looking for tracks.
Just wait until they cross the road. Then throw the dogs out.
Just covering miles, basically.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
That is, be a lot of windshield time.
Yep. And it's cold too.
Windows down. I was wondering because I thought you'd just be hiking around until you found a set of tracks or whatever, but I mean, it makes a lot more sense. A little easier that way, for sure.
Yeah.
So Tuesday you treed one, but weren't able to go. Wednesday you thought, I'm buying a tag now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Wednesday afternoon we had to come in early on Wednesday because there was a massive snowstorm came in up in the mountains. And so we actually had to come in early on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we went, so this is another funny story is, we went out Tuesday, didn't get on anything. We came back into town and I was like, I feel like I need to go see if I can find some snow chains. And for the truck. And so we went, I think we went to Napa and I only got 2 of them. And man, if I wouldn't have had those, dude, we'd have been hung up.
Huh. And worth it then.
Yeah, very worth it. Because on Thursday, we took a trail that there was no coming out of there without chains.
Yeah. So what day did you finally cut the track that you was getting on?
So Thursday, Dad got his.
So he did end up shooting one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He shot one on Thursday. Got that out and.
How far off the truck trail, did he have to climb in his chair to get to?
Total miracle. total miracle. So his cat treed probably 50 to 75 feet off the road.
Really?
First, I thought that was yards, 100 yards, feet.
Insane.
Oh my stars!
So what we done is we had, like, we was hauling his track chair in the back of the truck. So we got the track chair out, and I, like, since I was big enough to carry Dad, like, I always lift him out of the truck and put him in the chair. And so we got him out, put him in the chair, got him off the road, and boom.
That's crazy.
Insane. I'm
So
like, you can't.
You cut the track, you let the dogs out, and they had him treed that close, or did they run around for a while and he ended up
Yeah.
coming back
Yeah.
to that spot?
Yep. His ended up, let's see, his ended up, I think from where, like, I don't know exactly where the dogs got on the cat at, but his actually ended up making a circle and then coming back close to where it had actually crossed before.
That's nice. It was like a rabbit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And his was a female.
Okay.
So.
Man, that was stank if it was the number 4, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Shoot. Do you know by chance how many that made? When you, assume you had to check it in.
Yeah. So when we checked, before we checked his in, because we checked, like, the check-in on him we did on the way home.
Okay.
But before that we checked, and there were no females checked in yet. So
That's good. That was like,
Yeah.
Man, that was kind of suck. I mean, it was cool that he got there, obviously, but then your chance kind of gets. So
Yeah.
you got him, got that, not a very far walk out, obviously. So next day was your turn. You start driving, and
yeah. So believe it or not, for us Indiana boys, like, 2 years ago we found we were going down through looking for tracks, and I don't think it was just us in our truck, and there were a couple times we thought we found a line track, and it was either a coyote or a bobcat, and so we had the hardest time trying to find a line track, but this time was a little different. We went out, and actually we hadn't even made it into the mountains yet, and so back up. Sorry, I'm forgetting some stuff, but so the night before, on Thursday night, we were on the way out, and it was right before dark, and the guy that owns the dogs, they were coming out behind us, and when we got back to the house, he was like, "Did you guys see that line track?" And we're like, "No, we weren't really paying attention."
Pretty happy with your day.
Yeah. And so he was like, "Well, we saw some. He don't know for sure how fresh it was." And so Friday morning, the next morning, we were going to go
Right back there.
Yeah, look at that track.
Yeah.
So the next morning we got up to that spot and turned the dogs loose, and it was too cold for them. And so,
What kind of temperature are you talking?
well,
The
the
track
track
was
was too cold. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So
they weren't able to smell nothing.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And so he's like, because they were in another truck, and the guy that owns the dogs, he was like, "All right, well, you guys just keep going, and we're going to turn around and go to a different area." And so we got back in the truck. He takes off, and we go up the road probably 100 yards, and we cut another set of tracks, like huge.
Sucker's loaded in there.
Yeah. And so no service. So we whip around and go hammer in behind them trying to catch them.
Up. That's fun.
And so we finally caught him, came back, and I think I don't remember if he turned the dogs loose on that one. I think we actually got out then and we're like, okay, we need to, look at this a little more. So we keep going up the road and there's more tracks. And what happened, this line was he had crossed the road probably 5 times right in this small area. And so we ended up turning the dogs loose, and they went on one side of the road for a while and then the other side, and every time they would come back. They couldn't figure out what was going on.
Just going back and forth for a while.
Yep.
So you're, I think you said you're around like 8,000 feet or so up as your elevation, roughly?
Yeah, I would say there was probably closer to 7,000.
Yeah, okay. By the time you got up to it,
So, yeah, we finally got the dogs. I can't think of his name right now, but he finally got the dogs over on the other side of a creek and got them on a good track. Mm-hmm. And so they took off and went up over top of the mountain, and it wasn't too, he had signal to him for a little bit, but he lost signal to him. And I think the last dog that he had signal to was barking like 60 times a minute, which is close. Like if they're treed, they're usually 60 to 80 barks a minute. And so he's like, I'm pretty certain they're treed, but don't know. And so we had Dad and the other driver, and then it was me, my uncle, and the dog owner. And so me and my uncle and the dog owner, I can't think of his name. We were going to go hike in, see where they were at. And so we left Dad and the other driver down by the vehicles. And went in after them, and it took us like 4.5 hours to get to them. Got up there, and I don't know what, like he's been hunting lions for years, but like as we were getting closer, we could finally hear the dogs barking. And
I was gonna say, did you ever get the signal back? And like,
when we got back up on top, and actually I think we had to hike in a little ways before we got them, but yeah, we finally got the signal and could tell right away that they were treed. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, he was like, he mentioned a couple times, he's like, I don't know why, but I just think this is going to be a bobcat. And I was just like, man, this is not going to be cool if we hike in this far. It's a bobcat.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we got up there, and he had went off this, it was just a sheer cliff wall, and we stayed up on top because we wasn't sure, like we didn't want to get down in there. He was afraid that we were going to jump him. And so he wasn't sure how to get down there and do all that. But anyway, we dropped off and got down a little closer, and like we could tell then that the cat was only like 8 foot up in the tree. And so when we were coming down, like just how the terrain was, we were like eye level with him.
Yeah. How far were you from the first time you seen him? Was it good ways, or like were you like 30 yards from?
Yeah, we were close. I would say probably 20 yards.
Was it kind of a weird feeling? Like, or were you like, it's cool, dogs are there, he's not going anywhere?
I
mean, you've already seen this happen, I guess. Yeah. So this wasn't like your first cat you've seen in a tree. I feel like for me, I'd be like Like, get the guns ready. He's gonna jump out and get.
Yeah.
Just because we're not used to that type of size of an
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like it's just something. I mean, like that doesn't really bother me that much.
Yeah.
Like obviously, I was pretty tore up, but so I didn't take a gun with this trip. I was like, if I get a shot or if I get an opportunity, I'm just going to take Dad's rifle. Mm-hmm. And so when we were getting ready to leave the truck, I put Dad's rifle in my pack and was going to just take that. And the dog owner, he was like, "You want to just take my gun?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, sure. What do you got?" And he's like, "I have a handgun." And I was like, "Okay, yeah. I don't know about that, but yeah, it was." So I ended up just throwing that in the pack. And
but you still had the rifle with you?
No.
Oh, sure.
No.
Oh,
I left the rifle.
That'd be me.
Oh my!
So you just had a 9mm pistol trying to shoot this cat, or what do you have on it?
It was a 44.
Okay. I figured it was still bigger.
Yeah, it was a 44 with like a 10-inch barrel on it.
I see.
So,
Golly.
I was really wanting to video the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because up until this point, I had videoed most of everything.
Okay.
And so
we'll have to get some of that video.
Yeah.
So people can see what we're talking about, like while we're talking right now.
Yeah. So it was just me and my uncle, and he's Amish, and so I was like, well, and so the dog owner had a young pup that he was dragging with everywhere because he was trying to get him to get into it. Mm-hmm. Well, me and him were moving in on the cat, and my uncle was back behind probably 50 yards because the little pup hadn't followed us. And so we were down here trying to figure out what to do, and I didn't have anybody to video. And so, yeah. But we moved in. We got probably 20 feet from him.
I was going to say, how does it work? Did you just let the dogs keep at it and then just shoot it down and they grab him kind of thing? Or how?
Not normally. Because so the week before, he had a family member out. They treat a cat, and it was a girl. They treat a cat, and so normally when they tree one, they get up there, tie the dogs up. Okay. Because
that's what I thought, but how
I mean,
it works.
Once that cat comes down, I mean, one swipe and he can kill a dog pretty easy. Right. So anyway, the week before, he had a guy that was supposed to have, like, they had the dogs tied up, and one of the guys didn't latch his strap right, and the cat came down, and the dog got loose, and the cat swiped at it and split his ear right in half.
Shoot.
And
better than his face, you know. But.
Yeah. So anyway, we get up there. He's trying to figure out what to do because he doesn't want to. We're like within 20 feet of him, and like the dogs are rearing up on the tree barking, so they're within like this far from the cat.
He's 8 foot, and you gotta go grab the dogs and that thing.
Yeah. So he's afraid.
Staring down at you.
He's afraid if he gets closer to try to get the dogs, the cat's gonna jump off the backside. Yeah. So he's like, "Well, I got to do something that I've never done, and probably am not going to make a habit of doing." Yeah. He's like, "Just shoot it." And
where did he tell you to aim? Where are you supposed to aim at on a cat? Just like normal animal or head or what?
Yeah, yep, head. Just right behind the front shoulder.
And the vitals.
And well, it was where the cat was, and there was a limb right there, of course. And so I was able to tuck it in there pretty tight, but
before you got up, he said, you know, this might not be very big, right? Didn't he tell you it was? He thought it was a small one, and
yeah. So for some weird reason, he thought this cat was not very big. And he was like, are you sure you want to shoot it? And I was like, yeah, I want to shoot it.
You're done. Yeah, shoot. It's size of the cat, whatever.
And well, when we were hiking in to go in by the cat, he was like, I guess we have this rule that if it's over 140 pounds, you have to do a full body mount. And I was like, well, we'll see about that. So, so I shot the first time, and he just he took it. He just done that.
Really?
Barely, didn't even hardly flinch.
But you knew you hit him.
Yeah. And so he's like, shoot again.
Well,
so
you got this 10-inch 44.
I'm holding it like this. I'm holding it like this.
Yeah, I imagine.
So I put another one in him, and he just took it like a champ, just barely moved. And so he's like, keep shooting. And
get another one in him.
So I shot him the third time, and that time he finally, after the second shot, he started turning and was kind of facing us more. And so I was like,
shooting.
yeah.
That's what I've been doing.
So I shot again, and he got up then and started moving around, and then he dove off the backside. And of course, all 5 dogs went down with him in silence. And he's, my goodness, I cannot think of his name right now. But he's just standing behind me. He's like, oh no. He's like, these dogs could be dead. And so we just stand there for a little bit, and we could hear, it was silence for a little bit, but then we could hear the dogs were eating on him and stuff. And so he goes down there and gets down there, and I don't think any of the dogs had a scratch on them then, so that was pretty cool.
Wow. And then obviously, I'm going to put this on here right now, but you sent it in the pictures of him. And you're bear hugging this thing. And it's bigger than you, which you're not that big of a guy, but this thing's bigger than me, and I'm pretty big. Golly, this thing's
What did he end up weighing?
160.
160.
Yeah.
And you knew you had a taxidermy bill.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, when I, cause he went down first, and then I came down there, and he's like, I could hear him down there. He was like, you have no idea what this, he's like, this thing is huge. And so, yeah, he was pretty, that was the second biggest one that they've ever shot.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's their average size? It was a male, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So what's the average cat weight that they're used to hunt, I guess?
I don't know that for sure. I
Well,
would
if
say
you said 140, you got a full body mount. He's probably
Yeah.
115,
yeah,
120 maybe.
yeah. I would say
size.
I was going to say 120 to 130.
160.
Yep.
That's huge.
Yeah, he was I think it was over 8 foot, from head to tail.
Man, that's a big cat. That's crazy.
So
So at that point you're like, well, you kept it whole, so you obviously had to throw that thing on somebody's back.
well, we had a sled. We had pulled a sled in with us. But yeah, when he was wanting to take some pictures, and he's like, get a hold of that thing and lift it up now. And I got back there. I had no clue then. I could see he was big, but
you you're gonna have a time getting this thing up.
I mean, he didn't really. I don't think he really thought about that then. But yeah, I got a hold of that thing. I was like, dude, it's bigger than me.
Yeah, a monster.
So, yeah, we got some pictures, and so we weren't sure like what to do, because we didn't want to go back out the same way we came in, because right where those guys were, or where we parked the trucks, it was straight up. I forget how many feet of elevation that we climbed, like right from the truck, but it was not cool. And so we weren't sure if we wanted to go back out this way, or if we went this way, we could get to a road. But then we were gonna, like, we had a couple miles out on the road, and there was just no way. And so while we were sitting there, I think it was my phone, but one of us got service and called my cousin and was like, ask him if he'd come pick us up. And but we couldn't drop him a pin because he didn't have a smartphone. And so
he's an Amish guy, I guess, right?
Yeah.
That'd be the title: a Dutchman, a Dutchman, an Indiana boy, and a paralyzed man go mountain lion.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So yeah, we weren't sure. We weren't sure if which way we wanted to go out of, and finally come to the conclusion that like trying to go out to the road would be the best. And so yeah, we threw it on the sled, and which was a whole other ball game, because we had one guy in the front pulling it, or like not really pulling it, but I'm in the back trying to hold it.
Right?
Hold it back.
Yeah, and I can't. Like, it's more weight than what I am, and so it was brutal.
Well, that's freaking crazy. So you get her down there, and then it's just you wrap it up and take it home. Then I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't fit in any coolers.
Didn't fit in a cooler, so yeah, we just kept it whole, and we had to. We checked it in Colorado, obviously, before we left, but so they can't really get research on mountain lions other than when someone shoots one, and
Reports,
draw data. So had to do that. They pull a tooth out and get DNA and all that stuff, and so I think he said in like a year or so we can go on Colorado's website, and
they'll give you a number or something.
Yeah, they'll post the information about the line.
So they didn't tell you like an age or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
So you'll be able to see that though next year.
Yeah. He guessed it, but I don't know. John is the dog guy's name.
There we go.
So John thinks, I think he thought he was probably around 5 or 6.
Okay. I had no idea. Lions get 10, 15, 20. I mean, you have any idea what their lifespan typically is? Yeah.
I don't.
That's a big dog. Shoot, if he's that big at 5, maybe they're only living 7 or 8 years.
I don't know how big. I think the biggest one that John has got was like, actually it wasn't much bigger. I think it was like 163 or something.
He's almost at the top of the charts.
Yeah. Well,
Trophy hunter.
I don't know. I'm waiting to get the skull back, but I guess they measure, like, to put those in the books, they measure the skull or something. Yeah. So, I'm curious.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that'd be cool to see. I bet a smell line skull would be sick. Yeah.
I don't know.
That'd be such a blast. It'd be such a fun hunt, too, because it's like you're not getting out much going unless it's go time. It's like pig hunting where it's like you're walking, but when the dogs take off, then it's like, all right, hammer down. Yeah. So it can be 0 to 100 like that, and you can be on a line that's bigger than you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to rabbit hunt when I was younger, but that's like on steroids. But it's kind of that.
Talking about line, just line in general, you never hear of attacks, so there's like nothing, shouldn't be too nervous of them, but the first death attack like 25 years in Colorado happened in January.
Did it really?
Yeah, a lady was hiking. Some 40-year-old lady was hiking, and the hikers came up on it, and there was a lady that was getting attacked by mountain lion and maybe some cubs, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It was like 2 weeks after we got back, I think.
Really?
Up in, I don't want to say it because I can't remember exactly, but yeah, the other hikers like tried to shoot it off, and then they weren't able to save her. But yeah, they ended up having to go back and kill 2 of them, and one of them had the human DNA from her on it. Yeah,
I know there's way too many of them out there.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people are like, man, why would you want to go kill? It's like everything. There's a balance for everything, and if it's not regulated and controlled by hunters predominantly, then things get out of whack. Then stuff like this.
And then not only like humans, but the amount of deer and elk them things consume in a year is.
Yeah.
Which I know you got to have something like that to keep herds in check and stuff, but
there's a balance, and that's why it's all like that. I mean, that's why there's seasons. That's why there's quotas and limits.
Yeah.
So people want to argue that it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very thankful because I know, like, if you go to do that hunt, like with a guide, it's not cheap.
yeah.
I'm sure. What's the tag cost just for a line tag? I've never even looked it up.
So it's a little over $800.
Really? Just a line tag?
Yeah.
Wow.
And
so it's more than an elk tag.
From 2 years ago, though, it like doubled since 2 years ago.
It's the same thing with all licensing.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Yeah.
Man,
It was crazy.
worth it, but yeah, that's for a cat. it is a big game, cool, like predator, like awesome, another like bucket list animal to hunt for sure. And now you got to keep him in your house forever.
Yeah.
Full size.
Yeah, you're talking about all these lines, that you treed, and where you shot 2 of them and tracks, and I've been all over those same mountains.
Yeah. Tell that story that one time you was elk hunting.
Yeah. I was elk hunting one opening day of elk season, and by myself, hiked back in with a bow, and I did have a pistol with me then. I used to not carry at all. I just, and had a pistol with me that time, and bugled and cow called a couple times, and nothing responded, so I'm sitting there, had some service right there, so I'm scrolling on my phone, and I hear a twig snap to my right, and I just look up, and there was a cat standing there. Ended up being about 7 steps is what I stepped it off at. But what do you? I seen one driving one time, but I've been in the mountains for years, never seen one.
They're watching you. You're not watching them. That's for sure.
And I grabbed my pistol out of my pocket, and you're not supposed to shoot them.
Yeah.
It's not legal. Didn't have a tag, so I put one in the chamber. It didn't know I was there. I put one in the chamber, and it just looked at me. I was like, crap, this is going to go one of 2 ways. Like, it's either going to come my way or it's going to go the other way. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I hollered at it, and it kind of jumped a little bit. I hollered at it again, and it finally kind of started easing off, and I shot over its head a couple times, and bad thing was it ran right up the trail I had to walk out of.
Oh, man.
And so I was like, 2 miles back in, it was all uphill to the truck.
I remember we went down that trail. I'm like a couple years later.
You know exactly where it's at.
And it's not fun going back up.
What's worse, like how far away that thing was from you? One leap.
Oh, he's there.
And it can.
You don't have a chance at that.
But I remember that thing took off, and I was like, what am I supposed to do? I got to walk back to the truck now. Like, I ain't staying here until dark. Ain't no way. And so I grabbed my phone. I'm trying to call my dad, just to talk to somebody, because I'm shaking like a leaf. I finally get a hold of my mom, and she's like, what's going on? I was like, Mom, I just got to talk to somebody while I'm walking out of here. I was like, just talk to me.
Oh, man.
I ended up doing the 2 miles in 20 minutes all uphill.
I remember, because you said how fast it was, and we timed it from like where you were at back up, and it was like 3 times as long how fast you was getting at.
We actually, I think it was in 2020, we were in Montana elk hunting, and that happened to one of the guys that was with us. He the guide and him had went out on this finger, and the guide told him to, stay there until a certain time or whatever, and then he can hike back. And then the guide went somewhere else to look for elk. And on the way out, he's hiking down a trail, and one time he looks up, and this mountain lion came off this face, came down the trail, and started walking in right behind him.
Behind him.
Yep. And so Sam gets his phone out, obviously, and his video on this thing, and he's like 20, I think he's like 20 yards behind him, and it just followed him down the trail. And finally, he, like down the trail a ways, there's a mule deer was up on the side of the mountain, and this cat seen that thing and took off in after the mule deer.
What in the world?
That's crazy.
You see those videos, like I've seen some videos where people are hiking down a road or trail or whatever, and the one video, the cat's like coming at it, and like coming at it. It's like, that is a nightmare. Like,
I seen one other, I was shed hunting one day and seen one other one. My dad was up on the ridge above me, and I hear something running and look up, and there was kind of probably like 8 foot high cliff right beside me, and this cat jumps over my head off the cliff, jumped over my head, took off running. My dad had jumped it up there, was bedded down.
My goodness.
He thought he had jumped a deer. I called him on the radio. I was like, Dad, I just had a cat jump over my head, like off. He's like, I heard it jump up. He said, I thought it was deer. I was like, no, I was like, gosh. But yeah, I mean, you rarely see them. I hate to know how many times I've been watched by them.
Yeah.
But
man, that'd be a blast.
It's definitely always in the back of your mind while you're out there.
Yeah.
Always.
The only cat hunt I've done recently is, the old big game hunter, most dangerous game. We've been playing that on the Wii. My little girl, she's 2. She wants to hunt the mountain lion.
Oh.
It's so funny because it jumps over the rock like it, makes a store, jumps over, and then she's like, "Oh, did you get it? Is it down? Did you get it?" And then we had to walk up to it. But I can't imagine real life. It'd be a blast. I'm gonna do it one day.
We'll have to do it sometime.
That would be so fun. Man, it'd be fun. John, that's his name now, so we
John.
call him John.
Yep.
Edgemond John.
Yeah. It definitely. I mean, obviously, no other way to hunt them without dogs. And I mean, my uncle was thinking about getting dogs a couple years ago, but then that went to the state. Like, those people were trying to shut that mountain lion hunting down.
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, I don't think I'm going to get any. And so then that ended up going to nothing. So
yeah.
Thank God.
Yep.
Yeah, my goodness. That would show up real quick. It wouldn't take long for that.
those people have no idea. They have no idea that wouldn't be good.
They're not getting any information from real biologists, wildlife biologists, and scientists that are studying these things and population densities and all that stuff. So it's crazy. But I mean, we're about 46 minutes in, so I think we're pretty good. But I wonder. I was gonna think too is does anybody eat a mountain lion? You ever heard of that?
I've heard, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard it, but have you tried it?
Yeah.
Did you try it?
Yeah. So I forgot to mention that I had I got a friend that processed it for us, and I want to try the steaks or like the backstrap and stuff. But he said when he was cutting like the hind quarters and stuff, he said his knife would barely cut the meat.
So
Really?
tough.
Yep.
Well, apparently he was taking 44, bullets like a freaking statue. So
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I'd always heard that it was like pork.
Yeah.
It had the same consistency as pork, like a greasier. And I tried some sometime. It did. Like it.
I'm sure it's like anything. You
put
cook it a
pork
little bit,
and that
right?
together, like you.
Yeah, that's what one guy told me is it tastes like pork. We haven't tried it yet, but we're going
Find
to.
some old lion bacon it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure if anything, you can just grind it up and make sausage or something.
Yeah.
Worst case, because you can put a lot of seasoning in that.
Yeah.
I imagine that'd be fine. So, well, you got anything else to add? Anybody else?
I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on. It's a crazy, cool story, and be a blast to go do it. I don't know if we'll probably ever have anybody else that on here that shoots one, because it's just something different. And it's it's not every day somebody goes and shoots a mountain lion. So.
Yeah, it was. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, of course, no problem. So if anybody's watching this that you send it to, make sure they go and like and subscribe.
Yeah.
So we can keep making videos.
Yep.
All right, we'll get on.